The way to acquire anything in the universe is to relinquish our attachment to it. So if we release our attachment to the people we want, the romance we want, the beauty and the financial freedom that we want, does it mean that only then we can have it? I won't definitively affirm this, despite the accumulation of accounts of those in high places alluding to this secret, but what I will say is this. Within my own life, the only things I've ever successfully attracted were the things that I first detached from. Anything that I ever clung to, I either never got or eventually lost, along with a portion of my mental health. People tend to categorize the law of detachment as some sort of darker tactic. It is, after all, discussed plenty by many seduction teachers. Seduction itself is also viewed as a very manipulative game. When detachment is applied effectively within romantic relationships, it does tend to work. The moment you move on from your ex, suddenly they realize your worth. As soon as you stop wanting something, you get it. In 1952, the writer Truman Capote, a recent success in literary and social circles, began to receive an almost daily barrage of fan mail from a young man named Andy Warhol, an illustrator for shoe designers, fashion magazines, and the like. Warhol made pretty stylized drawings, some of which he sent to Capote, hoping the author would include them in one of his books. Capote did not respond. This story goes on to state that Andy eventually tracked down Truman's residence, and one day Truman came home to find Andy speaking with his mother. Andy began calling Truman almost daily, and this amount of effort and attention was not received well by Truman. He later said he seemed one of those hopeless people that you just know nothing's ever going to happen to. Just a hopeless born loser. 10 years later, Andy Warhol, aspiring artist, had his first one-man show at the Stable Gallery in Manhattan. Early on in life, Andy Warhol was plagued by conflicting emotions. He desperately wanted fame, but he was naturally passive and shy. "I've always had a conflict," he later said, "because I'm shy and yet I like to take up a lot of personal space." He was a Leo. Mom always said, "Don't be pushy, but let everyone know you're around." At first, Warhol tried to make himself more aggressive, straining to please and court. It didn't work. After 10 futile years, he stopped trying and gave in to his own passivity, only to discover the power that withdrawal commands. It's stories like this, taken from books like this, that we could often learn plenty from, but we don't. Because there are negative perspectives surrounding it, which is unfortunate because we're missing the point. It's not that you're strategically detaching from a specific person to manipulate them into seeing your value. You're detaching from them as an outcome of you seeing your own value. And it sounds something like this. "I don't have time for your hot and cold behavior. I have a very enriching life. I don't have time for your emotional unavailability. I, like so many others, am ready to love and be open right now. I am not interested in tolerating your infidelity. I have value. I have worth. I don't have to settle for your breadcrumbs." There is nothing dark about detachment when it derives from a genuine, healthy love for yourself. Attachment is the melodrama of the ego because it is based on fear and insecurity. Taken from Osho in his book, Love, Freedom, Aloneness. Never become a servant of a lover. Remember always that your lover is only one tiny expression. Serve love through the lover so that you never become attached to the lover. And when one is not attached to the lover, love reaches its highest peaks. The moment one is attached, one starts falling low. Attachment is a kind of gravitation. Unattachment is grace. Unreal love shows so much concern. It is always concerned. Real love is considerate, but has no concern. If you really love a man or a woman, you will be considerate of his true need, but you will not show unnecessary concern for his foolish, stupid fantasies. You are not there to fulfill his fictitious desires. You will not fulfill anything that is really going to harm him. For example, you will not fulfill his ego, although his ego will be demanding. Love knows compassion, but no concern. Now, when manifesting or achieving anything you want, everyone can agree that nothing good ever came from a place of fear and insecurity. It's the fear of missing out that leads us right back to our ex. We fear we'll starve without their breadcrumbs. Who will want me, our fear will say, which is such an inaccurate thought. Who wanted you before they wanted you? Who fed you a whole meal before they came along with crumbs and problems? It's a scarcity mindset that holds us in positions where we're disrespected by colleagues, friends, and others. It's our fear of failure that prevents us from taking chances on ourselves to explore opportunities and desires. And I think the problem is we just don't know who the hell we are. We forgot ourselves. Detachment is based on the unquestioning belief in the power of the self. Detachment comes from an inner knowingness that we are a pattern of behavior of a higher intelligence. Inherent in every desire are the mechanics for its fulfillment, and these mechanics apply to desires reaching far beyond the physical body. Energy and information exists everywhere in nature. At the level of pure consciousness, there is nothing other than energy and information. This means there are no well-defined edges between our physical body and our extended body, the universe. We can consciously change the energy and the information of our own body and influence the energy and information of our extended body, our environment, and cause things to manifest in it. So the first step to getting anything you want is to remember who you are. And then remember this: the moment we combine one pointed intention with detachment from the outcome, we will have that which we desire. I think that in and of itself is a formula for success. Now, what would this look like in practice? First, pick the experience you want, period. Then, prepare for the experience you want. Live as if it's your experience now in little ways. This does not mean you declare it to anyone other than yourself. Affirmations, visualizations, scriptings, all of the manifesting techniques that you're used to using are, after all, performed in the privacy of your room. Living your chosen experience in tiny little subtle ways is how you show yourself, the universe, your higher self, God, whomever you believe in, what you're ready for and what you expect. So the next time you go shopping, buy one article of clothing in a size smaller or larger than what you currently are, because you're certain you'll grow into it. The next time you go out, make sure you look your best, because you're certain that the person you want will run into you at some point. The next time you find yourself in some sort of confusing situationship that you never consciously agreed to participate in, leave, because you're certain you're drawing in what you truly want. Now, disclaimer, you know your situation better than anyone else. So regarding all of your physical circumstances, I do trust that you will do what's best and healthiest for you and anyone else you are directly responsible for. Now, before we end this video, Does detachment mean you have no intentions? No. You know what you want. You just also know who you are. You also know that having this physical thing within your life now will not make you any more than you currently are. It's not possible. Sure, maybe your social status may increase, your standing within your family may increase. I only mention this one because it is personal to me. I am biracial, West Indian and Syrian mainly, and both sides of my families, one side more than the other, has this very interesting idea that the women in the family should enter into a marriage, certainly with a man, by a certain age, in order for their lives to be considered a flourishing one. Marriage to a man leading to motherhood is considered to be the pinnacle of womanhood, next to beauty, of course. And this is not an experience reserved just for me and my cultures. This is one we see throughout many. Our attachments to things that we view as achievements are sometimes stories passed down to us, and they may not even align with what we truly want. But back to the point. People may view you more fondly for having attained this thing, but who you are will still forever be much larger than that. You are not in the universe. You are the universe, an intrinsic part of it. Now, of course, you do not have to subscribe to these woo-woo interpretations of the universe and our relationship to it in order for intention and detachment to work for you. But for some of us, it helps. And with that being said, thank you for watching this video. I truly do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I trust you'll give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this one. So how did you like today's video? And what video would you like to see next? You let me know in the comment section down below. I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Toodles.